Hey guys, hi to my channel. I just want to make some comments to what's going on in Minnesota. There's been several instances now, last week and this week, where stuff is going on, maybe it's 2 weeks ago, where stuff's going on and people are dying in Minnesota. I don't want to get into the politics of it. I'm just going to state this very simply. I don't know what happened today, and I'm not getting into that fact that I watched a video or I seen a biased version of what's going on by a lefty community and a lefty news station. I'm also not going to buy into the fact that the right was in the wrong either, because I don't know the situation. I'm going to say this very simply. I've seen it numerous times on TV. I've seen it numerous on news. I've seen it numerous times on when it comes to different places where people are being told to stay out of a position, to stay, if a cop's making arrests and he says to stay away and people are still getting in his face, what do you think is going to happen? If the cop is saying stay out of the area and you're trying to get in there to help, if you're trying to help somebody, I kind of get it. If you're in this case, it was a nurse. But if a cop tells you to not enter the area and you're still doing it anyway, I'm not going to put, if something bad happens, I'm not going to put all the blame on the cop if he's telling the people to stay away. And the couple weeks ago when the woman got shot and killed, literally she was not even involved, and she tried to run over the ICE agent and he shot her because his life's in danger. Now, the week before that, somebody else tried doing it and he let it go and his partner got hurt, or somebody got hurt. This is the way I'm understanding it. Same scenario. Told the person to step down, they wouldn't do it. Because of it, that caused problems. And the reality is, if a cop says don't do this, you don't do it. Plain simple. Okay, car doesn't, there it is. Ah. So, I'm not going to say the cop was in the right. The ICE agent was in the right. I'm not going to say he's in the wrong. But I am going to say, if you are being told to do something and you're not listening, that's on you, not the cop or the ICE agent or whatever. ICE agents are cops. You can say whatever you want, but if the ICE agents are called by the government to do a specific job and they have all the rights of a cop. So if they say to arrest, they can arrest. If they say to shoot to kill, they will shoot to kill. If they're told to whatever the case, they're going to do it. They are pretty much a step up from the officers. And they have all the authority. People are like, they have no authority. Guess what? They do. So, again, not knowing 100% what's going on with Minnesota, with this nurse. And I'm going to say this very simply. If you get pulled over and a cop says to show me your hands, yes, sir. If a cop says to get your license or registration, unless you have something on your record, why say no? They're going to run it. They're going to give it back. You're going to get processed. You're going to get a ticket, or they're going to give you a warning, or they're just going to see what happened. And if it's nothing wrong, they're just going to make sure you are who you say you are, and the car's in the rightful hands. That's it. They don't keep your social security number. They don't keep your information. All they do is just see that you're legit. There's nothing wrong. That they're safe. You're safe. Everybody's safe. And then they let you go on your way. It hurts nothing. No one. They're doing a job. They walk up to your car and they say, do you have any guns in the car? If you have a gun, here's where it is. I'm just letting you know it's there, and anything I do, if I go that direction, I want you to know that I'm not going to pull the gun. You can watch me. Yes, sir. No, sir. Okay, no problem. Cop says stay away. Stay away. It's that simple. And nowadays, people are so full about trying to make sure that they are trying to protect each other and trying to, you have human rights and all this other stuff. Yes, you do. But if you're in a position and a cop is constantly being told that they are not allowed to do stuff and you're constantly in their face, they're going to do everything they can to protect themselves. If you look like a threat, they're going to treat you like a threat. Not plain and simple. Now, if the guy walked up and said, I want to tend to her, she looks hurt, I want to help, and the cop says, sure, have at it. If a cop says no, wait till whatever, or whatever the case, be polite and say, yes, sir. Where's the hardness in that? If that's not being followed, I don't follow a cop. Again, I don't know the situation in Minnesota, but this is a plain and simple. This is how you deal with it, period. How are you going to deal with a cop's tyranny? Cooperate. It's not that hard. And again, I don't know the situation. And the media is very biased, so we don't see the part where the cop might be saying, stay away. Cop says stay away. Guess what? Stay away. Yeah. Great idea. Stay away. If the guy walked in there and said, hey, I'm a nurse, I want to help. The cop says, just a minute. Let us get this settled down first. Okay. If a cop says, go ahead. Okay. If he did that and the cop said that and then something happened, by all means, they're in the wrong. If the cop said stay away and the guy stepped in anyway and tried to help when they said stay away, that's on the guy. That's all I'm going to say, plain and simple. Cooperate. That's it. You deal with law authority and you give it to the man and you give it to them and you give them the hardest time you can by, guess what? Cooperating. Number one, nothing bad happens. Number two, they might have a soft spot because you're being really nice and honest and polite. And number three, I have gotten out of a couple tickets because I was like, yes, sir, no, sir, whatever you want, sir. I really don't care. Oh, is that the case? Good to know. I didn't know the rules said this. I didn't see the sign that said don't speed. I didn't see whatever the case. He walks up. I'm like, I have all the stuff. How are you doing today, officer? Are you having a good day? Are you being safe? I strike up conversation. I was in Indiana, and I had a city cop out in the country by a large margin. I'm like, I didn't know you guys jurisdicted out here. I have no problem with it. Here's my stuff. Here's my information. The person with me, we're both like, we're just curious. What's the rules for this? I mean, we was always told this. If this ain't the case, then what's the rule? And he's like, well, this is the rule. And he explained it to us what he saw. Everybody else told me differently, but that lives in Indiana. But the cop told us that he has jurisdiction and where we was at, which he's a city cop out in the about 20 miles out in the country. Pull me over. I'm not going to sit there and argue. No. You're a city cop. You have no jurisdiction. I'm not going to fight there. Sure, here's my license registration. Person with me is like, I don't have my license. I'm riding with him. He's like, do you have ID? He goes, no. But he's like, well, do you have anything that would show me who you are? Well, I got this. That'll work. Just something that shows who he is. It's no biggie. Just proved who he was. Riding with me, helped me out. He, most of the time, they end up asking me about what I'm got going on, what I'm doing. I'm making signs out in the country. Guess what? I cooperated. They were happy with me. I got out of a couple tickets because of it. They are people doing a job. You get in their way, they're going to cause a headache. Again, I don't know what's going on in Minnesota. Maybe it's the case, but the part we see is right where the cop attacked him. That's what I do know. We don't see if the cop said, the ICE agent said, we don't know if the ICE agent said, do not come over here. If he said, don't come over here, then guess what? That's on the guy. Plain simple. I don't care what the news shows. If the ICE agent said, stay away, he should have stayed away. I'm just tired of people thinking that the cops in the bad here, cops in the bad there. Is there cops bad out there? I am sure there is. I'm not saying that anybody's innocent by any means, but on the other side, don't be making criminals out of cops when they're just trying to do a job. And the people are causing problems, keeping them from doing their job. Cooperate. If they say stay away, just stay away. Just do whatever they say and deal with it. And if it's something you don't want to do, guess what? Swallow your pride. Do it anyway, because you know what? 9 times out of 10, if you don't cause any problems, you'll get out of the situation a lot faster. I got pulled over by a cop one morning. I had a light out. That was it. License registration? Sure, why not? I got nothing to hide. Everybody says you don't have to show ID. Guess what? If I don't show my ID, I can go to jail for not cooperating. Maybe I'll get out of it, but why? Show them that I am all that a bag of chips? I'd rather just give them my license, let it be over with, and be done. I was dropping my daughter off at school. That's what it was. He pulled me over, said I had a light out. What are we doing? I'm dropping my daughter off at school. We literally pulled over right before the entrance of the school. No big deal. He's like, I'm going to try to make this quick and painless. I'm just going to look at this real quick, figure out what's going on. You have a light out, by the way. I'm like, oh, is that why you pulled me over? Yeah. We talked for about 30 seconds. He didn't even walk back to his car. He just looked at the license, looked at the registration. This yours? Yeah. Taking her to school? Yeah. Told my daughter, go ahead, get out and go to school. He saw her get out. He's like, well, you have a good day, ma'am, to her. And he looked at me and said, here's your license. Your light's out. Just remember that and get it fixed. And I said, I have planned already. Said, I don't know about it, but I'll go make sure I get it scheduled today and I'll get it done as soon as possible. He said, okay. 30 seconds probably, because, it was a busy morning. He knew it, I knew it. So he just let me know my light's out. Let me go on my way. Whatever he wants. Yes, sir. No, sir. 30 seconds, I'm out of there. So I don't care what the media says. I don't care what other people say. Again, I'm not going to say I don't know what happened in Minnesota. And I'm not going to jump in and say, the guy was in the right or the wrong or the cop was in the wrong. I don't know the scenario. People are too quick to jump in there and say, well, here's the situation. I think it's all wrong. He shot and killed somebody. Guess what? If the cop said stay away and he jumped in anyway, I don't care what the reasoning is. He deserves it. Just cooperate. That simple. I'm going to get off this, but again, my point is the fact, just cooperate. If he says don't be involved, if she says don't be involved, if they're saying that we want to get this figured out before you can jump in, if he's hurt, then by all means, please help us. Then by all means, just do whatever they say. I've seen cops have people pulled over and it looks like something's wrong with the car. I pull over. I'm pulling by them. I'm like, you need help? No, we're good. Okay, thank you. They're like, you need to move. Okay. It's that simple. Cop says, whatever the cop says, it's gold at that point. If he's in the middle of trying to do something and he says to stay away, just stay away. If he says sit down, sit down. If he says run, run. If he says jump because I need entertainment, why not jump? You need exercise anyway. I do. It's not a complicated scenario. Why make a wall out of something that's just a bunch of Legos? That's no big deal. My opinion. Again, I don't know the situation. If the ICE agent is really in the bad, fine, I get it. If the ICE agent was telling them before you start recording to stay away until we have this situated, then it's all on the guy. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what the news media says, because the news media is going to be biased. I don't care if it's right, left, up, down, BA, or start. It's all in the wrong, because it's going to be very, very biased. It's going to give you their own opinion. It's not going to give you what the truth is. I have more respect for Fox, but there's more because they just have the views of the conservative, but they're not your friend. They don't care. They want ratings. They don't care if you believe them or not. They just want people to watch, and they want ratings. That's it. Are we going to tell the truth? No, whatever gives us the best rating. If a bunch of people are fighting over nothing, that's going to be our big news of the day. If we can manipulate it so it sounds like these people in the wrong when they're really not, let's do that. In Minnesota, they think everything about law enforcement's in the wrong regardless. So that's my opinion on the whole thing. So if I hear anything else, you have positive or negative things to say, fine, I get it. I just look at what Jesus would do. And realistically, if you're not doing anything wrong, you're not wanted for anything, and the cop says, I want to see your ID, show your ID. It's not that hard. I know I keep repeating it, but it's really that simple. I got nothing to hide. You can look at whatever you want. You want to look at my license, my registration, my wallet, my phone. I don't care. I have nothing to hide. I'm a big supporter of Jesus Christ, and if they have a problem with that, then that's fine. Talk to my God, but talk to my God, let him deal with it, not me. I'm just going to cooperate. I'm not going to say you're right or wrong. You tell me not believe in Jesus Christ, I'm going to say I'm going to believe what I want. You know, if that caused a fight, fine, but nobody's going to fight me over my beliefs. First Amendment. Freedom of speech. Freedom of belief. You can't tell me what to think. You think you're the biggest chick in the world, but if you tell me to sit down, stand up, back up, go forward, fine. You tell me to get out of my car, fine. You tell me to just give you your license registration, I can sit there, fine. I don't care. I'll do it. Tell me not to believe in my God, that's different. Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior, and there's nobody that's going to change that. Outside of that, I'll cooperate with whoever. I really don't care. Unless I don't like you, that's a different story. But I shouldn't dislike anybody, so I guess I'll cooperate with everybody. Bad humor for today, but all right. Now I'm just kind of repeating myself and going on. That's my take on Minnesota. They have a left side. Look at all the trouble. There's 2 other spots at least. One in Texas, one down in, I think the person said Virginia. No problems. None. Zip. Zilch. Cop says do something, they usually do. In Minnesota, they're all about trying to say the police are in the wrong and freedom of people and freedom of speech. Freedom to bear whatever I want to do, I can do. I don't care what the law says. Guess what? There's going to be repercussions when you have that attitude. They're going to do whatever they want. Newsflash. And so if they're the only place having trouble and all these other right-wing places are having no trouble, common sense, cooperate. Anyway, guys, that's my opinion. Thanks for listening. Hopefully everybody, I will still be praying for everybody in Minnesota, even if I agree or don't agree with them. I don't know what happened. I'm not going to, and if the cop was in the wrong, then he should get punishment put back at him. But I'm not there. I'm not going to comment because the news is going to be biased, and that's what I'm going to say. I'm not going to get on somebody's Facebook and say, I said it right here. All right, guys. Take it easy. Peace out. Love you guys.